Huey, I will call up, mate. Now, I'm gonna stick my finger up your bum. I'm not doing this bit. Alright, so I'm back, and I run track. I caught up. Sort of. I'll watch episode 7 along with the finale tomorrow. I will say, I for one, am very excited for the finale. And I will also be very sad for this show to end. Honestly, it's kind of sad for me. It's gonna leave my weekly rotation kind of thing. And I guess that's okay. If there's difficulty in saying goodbye, that means that just shows how much you truly cared. And I really did like the show. Spoilers if you haven't seen The Boys. I'm going to try and make this brief. Episode 5, I believe it was titled One Shots, and that's what it was, One Shots. We get this repetition of this scene, but it's from different perspectives and all that. And we're focusing on some other characters we haven't really touched upon in this season. And we start with Firecracker, who I kind of feel bad for now. I think she goes through something that a lot of us go through, which is letting fear control you. And she ultimately lets it just puppeteer all the way to the very end. She makes a decision, commitment to Homelander, and decides to abandon her faith. Something very integral to her identity. And yeah, that really sucks. I'll go into more detail about that, but the next one was Black Noir. And I don't know about everyone else, but I for one, I find it hilarious whenever he talks. Just like when he just decides to openly talk. Everybody in like the previous seasons, he just never talked, then he died and he came back, and it's just so off-putting that he's wearing the exact same suit and he just talks. It's so weird. They're having their podcast. I mean, we already sensed it in the previous episode, but their tensions are really high. There is no bromance anymore. He tries to get one over the deep, like kind of throws him under the bus with his suggestions of, hey, how about I be the main character in this ascension of Homelander? Like, he reveals that he could make me fly and talk again and all that. Now, the one shot for Terra was weird. Straight back to the roots of the show. It was weird. But it was fun, and in that little, I think it was the shortest bit of them, in that little one shot, we see Huey does save Butcher's dog. Butcher decides, yeah, alright Huey, if we can find some V1, it's on the table. I don't think it was like fully agreed, but it's on the table for Annie and Kimiko to get the V1 in their bloodstream. Now, Sister Sage's one shot, she fascinates me. Like, we see her only interests are in herself. She's made that very clear. But her plan, like, the mastermind, like, what she envisions for the future is so fucked up. She plans on wiping everyone, and she wishes to be left alone, and Homelander becoming immortal jeopardizes that. We just see that she just wants to be in the state that we first see her. And she knows that, I guess, Homeland is not letting go of her anytime soon. So she plots along. And this virus and Homelander's ascension to God. And she wants this whole civil war going on. Soups against humanity. And yeah, it's really messed up. Then we go back to another perspective. It was Soldier Boy's perspective with the whole how he's viewing Homelander. He interrogates Stan Edgar. They meet up with Mr. Marathon. If you've seen Supernatural, then you know that little brother combination that they play. Dean and Sam, Soldier Boy and Mr. Marathon. Things get really weird, and there's some notions of reality, Mr. Marathon is Puff Daddy in this universe with all the bottles and bottles of baby lotion he has. And this should be obvious. It's not a compliment. Now, this kind of surprised me. We saw in the episode, I think it's the previous one, where they're in that abandoned lab, tensions are high, and Soldier Boy kills his brother. Along that journey, he reveals that he absolutely despises Homelander. I mentioned this in the previous video, and I still do think he hates Homelander, or rather he hates what Homelander aspires to be, and what he stands for. But now, part of him feels responsible for him as his father, almost to the point where he had a chance to just easily kill Homelander, just chest burst, and it's over. But instead he defends Homelander against Mr. Marathon and all these other guys. He doesn't defend against these these celebrities. He gets them killed. He doesn't purposely get them killed. He just uses them as a defense and shield. That whole interaction, Mr. Marathon dies, but they do get something meaningful out of it. The antagonists progress to the same point that the protagonists have, is that they confirm that V1 is within Bombsight's possession. And then episode 5 finishes with the shocking revelation, which was not really that shocking. We kind of expected it to happen. Like, I was like, girl, just go. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. But, her wanting to latch on to Homelander so desperately, I kind of understand why she was doing it. She has sacrificed everything, her morals, her loved ones, her faith, her soul pretty much, to Homelander. In her mind, she has come to a conclusion, I've reached the point of no return, especially with that whole news segment where she outed out her hometown church, a place that she grew up in. She clings on so desperately to Homeland, despite him, giving her an out, and I believe that was genuine. She pushes and pushes and pushes, and well, as expected, he dies. In a not so spectacular fashion, nothing extraordinary, just a simple, and then it was over. Yeah, that did suck for her, and I did truly feel bad. I did not revel in her death, despite my strong feelings against her when she was first introduced. And then next episode, thanks to the tip, everyone's on the hunt for Bombsight, who has the V1 serum. The boys, they use an old golden geisha, as bait to draw out Bombsight. As they wait and hold her hostage. Oh, and also Sage is working with them now. Frenchie learns that Annie and Kimiko, they don't really want the V1 serum, as they do not wish to be immortal and watch their loved ones die. While this is happening, the Deep is just having the worst day. He's put in a pipeline. He's very against it, but Homelander says, do it, and he says, sure. So then he endorses it, encourages it, and has it built in, and it's basically under his name. The pipeline burst, and I believe it was 1.6 billion fish are just dead because of it. And he tries to resurrect this one fish, alright? And I found this interaction hilarious, but kind of sad as well. The fish's last words were, Evan, we know it was you. The Deep is just going through it. Well, I guess, he's an enemy of the ocean now. You can still, command them, right? I'm not sure how that whole relationship is, but apparently the fish know it was him who did the oil spill. But we know that's not completely true, but it is partly his fault. He did put those pipelines, endorse, encourage it there. It was Blackner who created the oil spill, though, but he has a hand in the massacre of so much fish. And Huey, I guess, going with the other plan, which is planning the virus in the church, where Homelander is going to have his ascension, his reveal to everyone that he's got. And, maybe it would have worked, but unfortunately, Homelander has the V1 serum by the end of the series. Also, they were disrupted by O-Father. And about the Homelander becoming immortal, he's now immune to the virus, Soldier Boy gives up the V1 to Homelander. I know he felt responsible, but come on. You didn't have to make him immortal. I know it's because he loves Stormfront, and Stormfront would have wanted this. You have single-handedly messed everything up, bro. Where are your balls, man? Because you need to grow them. That's how it ended. We got, Homelander, he injects himself. And basically, it's successful. He's immortal now. He starts shooting lasers up in the sky. And, I'm going to watch episode 7 and 8, the finale, tomorrow. It releases tomorrow. I can't remember what time, but it releases tomorrow, and I'll be prepared to watch them. I haven't seen episode 7, and I'm planning on watching that in tandem with episode 8. So I'm going to make this video today and make the 7 and 8 just a combined thing, and my opinions on the show overall. I know the finale releases tomorrow. I could watch episode 7, but I'm going to do it together. I'm kind of tired. So, that's the plan right now. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a good one. this finale better not be a Stranger Things situation, where the finale was a bit underwhelming. There were a lot of loose ends, and apparently I learned after I watched it, parts of it were written by AI. And that made sense in my head. Can you believe they started filming the season finale of Stranger Things before the script was even finished?